we're on the road now for over 6 months, and we were loading our bus, and that's a very exhausting full day of carrying stuff in and out of the house. And that morning before we started, Sanaya, my guide, said to me in meditation, if you do not have a smile on your face today, you are identifying with the role. And I thought, whoa. Now, we can't walk around all tearful as we're doing hard jobs all the time, but it's just a pleasant smile to acknowledge I am a human doing a job today, but my soul is excited to be going on an adventure. So to hold that dual awareness at all times, that's our goal. That's the whole purpose of my book, The Awakened Way, to let people know you are both human and a soul. And I just found that no matter what you're going through, that is such great advice. Can you shift? That's the making a shift to being consciously connected to your higher self and to others outside yourself in the spirit realms who are trying to help you. And just the awareness that you're not alone can put this gentle little smile on your face, like everything's going to be okay. I'm going through my human steps here, and I have a lot to do, but it's not the entirety of me. It's the role I'm playing. So if you don't have a smile on your face, you may be identifying too much with the role. Now, the caveat to that, of course, anybody here who's grieving the loss of someone or going through a challenging illness, you're not going to want to smile. But at least this can give you the awareness there is another side of you that is beyond the illness, beyond the grief, and access that for the comfort that that brings to you. What I was talking about earlier is for normal, everyday stuff. Okay? All right, let's see. What's so important about that is holding the awareness that we are both. And we talk about a term in mediumship of stepping into the power. The power is the life force. Your soul is so much more powerful than the role you are playing. I'm going to read to you a little bit later tonight a recent message from Sanaya that talked about the soul being like a big sphere. And if you remember set theory from when we were in school as kids and Venn diagrams, there were subsets where two subsets within a larger set intersect, right? Remember all of that? Your human role is a subset within the greater soul. So when we talk about the higher self is the part of the soul beyond the role. But can you see that the role that you're playing now, the story of you, state your name, the role is entirely made up of the soul, but the soul is more than, so much more than the role. This is so important to remember. And that soul has access at a higher level to higher levels than we do within the role. That's the shift we make, that shift in awareness to the higher self, to the higher guidance that's available to us. So why aren't we walking around knowing everything? Why aren't the clairs, the claircognizance, the clairsentience turned on all the time? Because we are programmed by the brain to pay attention to only what's in our immediate environment, and then the brain keeps us focused on the past, thinking about the future instead of being present. But when you come to know that you have this higher self, which is the soul, the entirety of it, then you harness it, you tap into it, you step into the power with awareness as needed and hold that awareness and stand in the power as the life force expressing through your role for as long as you're able to. I hope that's helpful to you. This is living the awakened way, embodying as much of the higher self, your soul, as possible in this subset of a role that you, the soul, are playing now. You are both. It's just very challenging to hold awareness at the soul level all the time. But the more we practice that moment by moment, not just when we're connecting with loved ones, the more it becomes second nature. And that's the goal of these webinars and everything I do, to help all of you get to the point where you remember in challenging times And even just in your interpersonal relationships, there's a higher self here. Let me just shift and tap into that. And now let me look at this from a different perspective.